Morning guys, I hope you're all doing well today. This is a request for Cool Ice Cream, who wanted the 2005, or in our case 2006 Funky Furby, compared to the original 90s Furby. Today's shout outs go to Tiana Rose, the Sea Lettuce, Scout the Wolf, Zainab Juza, Carol O'Connor and Little Brian 52. Now, this is quite an interesting one because of course the Furbies were quite a hit in the 90s, as we all know. And they released several generations of them. They even released baby ones as well. So when Tiger, and Hasbro were sort of first forming, they made the 2005 Furby, or the Funky Furby as we have here. And they obviously decided to go with something to try and build on what they had already. Now, as you can see, they're both considerably different sizes. They also wanted to try to make the Furby more realistic, which kind of fell by the wayside, as we all know, because the Furbies released after the 2005 one aren't really that realistic. But it's nice that they tried to do something that was emototronic and made up a whole story of them coming from an island when originally they came from beyond the clouds. So yeah, so the original Furbies, they had the LED sensor, infrared sensor on their heads, and you know, you could pick them up and play with them. They've got belly sensor, the mouth sensor, the back sensor as well. The ears move, the eyes open and close, the mouth opens and closes, they rock back and forth. Whereas the 2005 Furbies, they had taken it onto a whole new level and hoped that it would work, but unfortunately it didn't, because of the arrival of the furreal friends, which took the centre stage and knocked the Furby into the background, really. So with these ones, they got rid of the infrared sensor. They made it so they could still communicate by touching their tummies together, but this was kind of a hit and miss thing from what I've heard. They gave them this emototronic mouth, which shows you their emotions. And, you know, it can smile or look unhappy, and it's made of rubber, which, as we know, doesn't last very long. The eyes open and close, the ears move. It's got a back sensor, a tummy sensor, a mouth sensor. And the Funky Furbies also had what the 2005s didn't, and that is a tail. So they took it to a whole new level to try and make it work. Another thing about the 2005 Furby was it knows when it's being picked up. Well, these ones did as well, but this one is also much happier when he's upright and on the ground. So, yeah, when you pick him up, he likes to be stood upright on the ground. Whereas the other Furbies seem to enjoy being sort of like waved about and, well, I won't say thrown around because they'd break, but sort of like waved around in the air. They go, "Woo, this is fun," and things like that. Trying to think of the other thing I was going to say. Oh yes, also the 2005 Furbies, the personality wasn't quite as happy. I mean, it was, if you gave him lots of love and everything, obviously he was happy. If you neglected him, he wasn't. The 90s Furbies, a little bit like that if you got on their nerves or anything, or treated them sort of badly, but they were far more cheerful in my opinion than the 2005s. So they really did try and make the 2005s as real as they possibly could at the time. And it's sad that they fell by the wayside, really, because I mean they were quite cool. But they did have their own faults. I mean, the original ones, obviously, they're kind of breaking down now. Some of them are because the technology's old and they're old and they've been used a lot. I don't know how the brand new in-box ones stand because I've never bought one. Well, except for at the time in '98, and it kind of malfunctioned. So yes, the only thing that I would say about these is, of course, the battery compartment in the bottom. We had to fix ours because that snapped off. So that was, I think, probably that and the rubber of the beaks were the worst features of the 2005s, which means that they haven't quite stood the test of time as well as the 90s Furbies have. The 90s Furbies are repairable. I imagine the 2005 ones are as well, but they tend to have more things that will go wrong with them. So there you have it, that's the comparison between the two, and you've got this one by Tiger Electronics and this one by Tiger Electronics, and they were just sort of like becoming one with Hasbro at the time. And Hasbro still owns Tiger, of course. I don't know if they release anything under the Tiger name anymore. But there you have it. That's a comparison between the two. I hope you enjoyed this video, and this is Silverwolf signing off. See you next time.